Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learn with Huzi. I am Huzaifa aka Huzi. Will explain you about Flutter SDK, and at the end I will show you how you can build a basic application within minutes and run it. So please stay till the end and learn with me. First, what is Flutter? Flutter is an open source SDK which has been developed by Google. Now, what is an open source? Open source is something like anyone can contribute to it. You can see any application which we see now, like Zomato, Swiggy, Ola, Uber. These applications have been developed by certain companies, certain organization who hire developers who develop the application for them. But open source is something anyone can contribute to it. Now, SDK. SDK means a software development kit. It is like a toolbox for developers. It contains tools, libraries, code samples, and documentation that helps developers create software. So, what is inside the Flutter SDK? It has the collection of pre-built widgets like button, text fields, animations, then Dart language. Dart language is the language used to build Flutter application, and Flutter engine, which is a core part that runs your application, and many such things. Now, build natively compiled application from a single code. When you write a code in Flutter, you can compile the single code and use it for multiple devices with minimal to no change. This will drastically reduce the development time. Natively compiled means the Flutter converts the code into machine code of a specific platform, which will improve the performance, unlike other platforms that do the conversion at runtime like React Native. Flutter supports in mobile, web, and desktop, and also Mac OS, that is Apple products. Mac also you can use it. Now, why use Flutter? As we discussed in what is Flutter, one of the main reason to use Flutter is you write the code once and use it for multiple platforms. Prior to Flutter, a framework for each devices was different, like Swift for Apple iOS devices, Kotlin Java for Android devices, and web, one of the language for web application was React. So with Flutter you can run the same code and in all the devices. Consistent user experience across the device. Since the code is same for all the devices, there is no chance for UI changes, which will keep the UI design consistent. Now, fast development with hot reload. So when we are developing an application, we keep on making changes and verify if the changes are working as expected. So in Flutter, with just a key press R, it will reflect the change, which makes the development faster and debugging easier. Since the faster iteration reduce the time spent on compiling, restarting the application, and developers can quickly experiment with changes and adjust the design accordingly. Streamlined development process. Flutter framework simplifies and accelerates the overall app development experience, making it more efficient and easier for the developers. Rich set of widgets. Everything in Flutter is widgets. Widgets are reusable UI interface components. It can be anything from simple button to text to complex layout and animation. So these widgets follow Material Design and Cupertino. So this design is of Google and Apple respectively. So every software have their own design system so that the users can have familiar feeling when using the software. So they are highly customizable. We can make changes to the widgets as we like. We have a wide variety to choose from as well. Developer have complete and precise control over this UI and how each element looks, behaves. We can be able to define the exact size, position, shape, color, and behavior. Moving to next slide, high performance. The code compiles directly to native ARM code. ARM code is a machine instruction executed by ARM processor. This type of processor architecture is used in mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. This makes the app fast and efficient. For iOS and Android, Swift and Kotlin or any such thing takes care of this compilation. In Flutter does this compilation, and it is actually comparable to these frameworks. So next, a strong community of an ecosystem. There are thousands of there are thousands of packages in pub.dev. So I will explain you what is pub.dev and how you what it actually is and how we can use it. So here we go. So this is pub.dev. So as you can see, there are many plugins here. Let's look into few of those plugins. So this is permission handler. Now when you're using a mobile application, you would have noticed like the application will ask for your permission to access few things, be it contacts, your location, camera. So these things is been handled by this plugin. So this is one of the plugin. Next is let's see what do we have. We have local auth. So local auth is for like in the smartphones we would have seen we have we can lock our application, right? So with this plugin we can make use of our smartphone's fingerprint patterns, pin lock, so anything. So this local auth takes care of those. Now let's see one of another interesting plugins called image saver. So image gallery saver, sorry. So this again what it does is it saves a photo which has been taken which has been captured while using the application, and it will save in your gallery. So how awesome is that? Next, so active and supportive community. From very long time, developers help each other through various platforms like GitHub, Stack Overflow. Same for Flutter, we have active and supportive community where we can ask for help and people will be helping us. So constantly evolving with new tools and plugins. In the pub.dev, everyone is, as this Flutter is an open source, there are many enthusiasts out there who are constantly improvising the plugins and making changes to it for and enhancing it. So we have wide variety to use from, backed by Google. So since Google is the company which developed the Flutter SDK, we can rely on it and believe it will be future proof solution. Google actually uses Flutter in its own product. It's one of that app is Google Ads. So there is continuous support, updates and support provided by Google in this specific area. Let's get started with the demo. I will show you how with just 2 commands lines you can start developing Flutter application. So let's start. This is the first command, Flutter create, and the app name which you want to use. For now I'll use YouTube tutorials, and within few seconds the code will be ready. Now I will run the code and show you. Oops, sorry. So you see, this is the boilerplate code which is provided by Flutter when you create the Flutter application with the Flutter create command. See, when you click on this counter gets incremented. Now if we go to the VS Code, and we would be able to see the code which was a boilerplate code which was provided by when we created the project with the command line live. And so this main dot is the starting point of the application from which code execution starts, and you can make any changes to it, and it will be reflected. Now see, if I make the change here, instead of Flutter demo homepage, I'll keep learn with Huzi. Now I'll save this, and when I run this with R, you see learn with Huzi. I told you, right, with the click of R, it reloads the application and the changes gets reflected. So how easy it is to know, like we make a changes and it gets reflected. So this is the demo. Now coming to the conclusion. So Flutter is a powerful cross-platform development framework, which is fast, efficient, and easy to use. It is actually previously we as it is one code and run it for all platform. It is ideal for both beginners and experienced developers. So for the next project, consider using Flutter. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and click on the bell icon to never miss an update.